Channel 4 and the Labour Party plot together against the Conservatives, and Boris Johnson hits back by taking Channel 4 to the regulators. So last night, Channel 4 decided to host an incredibly biased and one-sided debate for the general election on the issue of climate change. It was incredibly biased because of the script, the type of questions and the whole topic. You had a panel of opposition parties who all agree with each other, and they decided to just spend the whole evening attacking Boris Johnson and the Conservative government's track record on the environment. And the issue was climate emergency and how we're all going to die in 10 years' time. Yeah, right. So the Tories decided to send Michael Gove to represent the party because he used to be the Secretary of State for Environment. So it makes sense. But Channel 4 decided to block the Tories from actually attending this debate by collaborating with Labour and the other opposition parties. They decided to stop the Tories from having any say, or basically deplatform the Conservatives.
We're expecting you.
Hello.
How are you? I'm Ed from Channel 4 News.
Hi. Will you be able to put me on the debate floor tonight?
Let me go and have a chat. But we have got a spin room here, which we have absolutely allocated time for you if you want to come on in the spin room.
It's very, very kind, and I appreciate the offer. But what I'd really like to do, if that's okay, is just to take part in the debate itself, because all the other parties will be represented, and I just think it's only fair if we have a Conservative voice there as well.
If you give me a minute.
Yes, of course.
Boris is not coming.
He can't at the moment. So, having been Environment Minister,
otherwise committed.
Indeed, and as the Minister who's responsible for the Climate Change Summit in Glasgow next year, I thought that it would be fair just to give me a chance to have
2 minutes.
Of course.
You want to go and grab a seat just now?
Yeah, absolutely.
They wouldn't let you in?
No, well, I went along tonight. I wanted to take part in the debate on the climate emergency. It's one of the biggest issues facing the country. We Conservatives have got a great record. I talked to the editor of Channel 4 News, and he said no. And I asked him if he would ask all of the other party leaders if I could take part in the debate, and very generously he did. But he reported back to me that every other party had said no. They do not want a Conservative on the platform. They wouldn't accept a Conservative voice.
Now, instead, what Channel 4 decided to do was to empty chair Boris Johnson, but also the Brexit Party and Nigel Farage, who also didn't attend. And in their place, they decided to put an ice sculpture to represent the Conservative Party, but also the Brexit Party. Yes, very mature, guys. Very mature. So they already had the ice sculpture ready. That's why when Michael Gove decided to attend this debate and he asked to be joined, they said no, because they already paid for the sculpture. Everything was ready. So why not? Why waste it? It's bad for the environment. So that's what happened. But we had a very interesting interview on the same evening with Stanley Johnson, Boris Johnson's father, and Michael Gove about this whole issue, because there were rumours going around about the Conservative government revoking Channel 4's licence for being biased. So as you know, unlike ITV or Sky, Channel 4 is actually owned by the government, by the state. It's publicly owned. It's a nationalised channel like the BBC. But they are in charge of their own revenue, and they raise their own income at the same time. It's not fully like the BBC. But so Channel 4 still have to abide by the OfCom rules, especially during election times, with everything that's been going around with impartiality. And there were rumours, and so Gove and Stanley Johnson were asked about this, and this is the answer they gave.
Stanley, have you had a word with your son? Have you told him to come on tonight?
I have exchanged messages with Boris. I have exchanged what's called WhatsApps with him, and he has said, Michael Gove is coming, and I wrote back and said, great. And I'm extremely surprised that Channel 4 is taking this very, very narrow-minded view of the issue.
What's narrow-minded? If it's a leaders' debate, why shouldn't the Conservative Party send a leader?
Are you saying that Michael Gove is not a leader?
No,
this is a
leader, but he's not the
well, I don't think. Did you say a leader debate?
I said
the leaders
all
debate.
The other parties are sending their leaders, but your son has decided not to turn
Prime
up.
Ministers have their own diaries. That is the reality of this world.
Oh, it's a diary clash, is
Mr.
it?
Gove, you might not know about this, but the reports tonight that Conservatives are reviewing, or talking about reviewing the licence for Channel 4 to broadcast because we've replaced Boris Johnson with an ice sculpture. Do you know anything about that?
No, but instead of having an ice sculpture, you could have an actual living, breathing Conservative politician, someone who lives and breathes the environment, making the case. But I understand.
What do you make of that if it's true?
Well, I understand that the other leaders have decided that there shouldn't be a Conservative on the platform.
You don't know anything about this rumour that the Conservatives are talking about, potentially talking about revoking the licence for Channel 4 News to broadcast, or Channel 4 to broadcast. Surely that's disproportionate if it's true, isn't it?
Well, I don't know.
A melting as a snowman.
There's going to be some sort of ice sculpture. I'm not sure it's necessarily.
Does it not seem a little disproportionate?
I don't think anybody's.
But
So we still don't know about the rumours exactly that's been going around about revoking Channel 4's licence. But Boris Johnson decided to file an official complaint about Channel 4 to OfCom. In a formal letter to OfCom, he said, "I am writing on behalf of the Conservative Party in relation to the Channel 4 News climate debate, which is scheduled for this evening's broadcast at 7 p.m. Channel 4 has invited representatives from different political parties to attend. The Conservative Party has offered Senior Cabinet Minister Michael Gove, the Chancellor of the Duchy of Lancaster and formerly the Secretary of State for Environment, Food and Rural Affairs, to be the representatives of the Conservative Party. Channel 4 News has refused to accept this representative and stated that they intend to empty chair the Conservative Party if the Prime Minister does not attend. This effectively seeks to deprive the Conservative Party of any representation and attendance at the Channel 4 News debate. This letter keeps going on about Channel 4 News's biased examples, and there's a couple of pages to this. Now, this isn't the first time Channel 4 have been biased. There are a lot of examples in the past. Recently, we had the Tory leadership debate on Channel 4, where Christian Guru Murphy, who was hosting this debate, was completely doing a personal attack on candidates, especially Sajid Javid. And we also had Jon Snow, who once shouted "F the Tories" in public. We also have the head of Channel 4 News, Dorothy Byrne, who made a speech and personally attacking Boris Johnson.
What do we do when a known liar becomes our Prime Minister? I've talked to journalists from several news organisations about this issue. They said they would be loath to use that word, liar.
See, this sort of behaviour is absolutely ridiculous, because when it comes to broadcasters, they have to be impartial. If you want to be an independent newspaper or something, then or a YouTube channel, feel free to be biased. But it's the job of the broadcasters under Ofcom's rules, especially during election times, have to be exercising impartiality. And this is the example we have with between Michael Gove and one of the Channel 4 News journalists, who Michael Gove openly called them biased.
in elections, is the expression of opinion, and you want to express a particular opinion, and I'm fine with that. But I think it's only fair that Channel 4 viewers recognise that what you're doing is putting forward a particular point of view in order to create a particular argument. And again, that's fine. People will know that you're arguing.
I'm sure people will be very confused about what you're talking about, because you're asking for simple facts, simple truths.
No. I think people will know.
Let's talk about Brexit and getting Brexit done, because that's what you're here to say.
I think people will know exactly what you're doing, which is fine, which is mounting a rigorous left-wing case for a particular political point of view, and that is fine. People know that. They know that's what you and Channel 4 News do, and then it's only fair that people can make a judgment about that.
Allegations here, and I think that they wouldn't stand up to objective scrutiny.
Now, we're not actually going to show any clip of last night's debate, because it was absolutely ridiculous and no one learned anything from it. But there was one specific policy from the Labour Party that the other opposition parties also defended, is that Corbyn wants to force homeowners to spend thousands of their own money to eradicate gas boilers. So basically, his manifesto promise is to invest in zero carbon homes, but at the cost of the taxpayer. And the Labour leader explained that homeowners will be given interest-free loans to update their homes. So they're going to take people's money and then they're going to give them back as a interest-free loan, essentially. To do this, Jeremy Corbyn also said that when you offer people either an interest-free loan to convert their house, or you do it for them, or much in the social rented sector, then I think you've made a massive step forward. When asked, how on earth are you going to get people to change everything about their home meter, the Green Party leader said that you've got to go in and in their house, and you've got to do it for them, street by street, in a comprehensive way. Yeah, not only are they going to take people's money and then give them back, they're also going to force people to actually go inside their house and change it for them, whether they like it or not. I mean, privacy, it's I don't understand what's going on here, but I hope none of these people actually win this election, because every policy that we've been hearing from the Labour Party, the Lib Dems, Greens, are bonkers. None of them make any sense. So this is what we're dealing with during this election. We have more news coming up in the next couple of days, especially related to Channel 4 and BBC Bias. So make sure that you subscribe to this channel and click on the bell next to it so you get notified when I release a new video. Obviously, videos come out every day. And if you want to stay up to date with election news, Brexit news, make sure you follow me on Twitter and Instagram. And make sure to check out our merchandise page, where we have the new Brexit t-shirt designs. We have the All I Want for Christmas is Brexit, but also Get Brexit Done. Make Britain independent again. Yeah, you could find the link in the description. As always, I'm Tousi, and I'll see you guys in the next video.